Okay, so I am going to pull the handlebar out, and the first thing I have to do is undo these two to remove the brake master cylinder. So I've loosened that. Take this off. Master cylinder is off, and I just lay that there out of the way, and that's that for now. So now I'm going to attach the handlebar puller. This is the first part. As you can see, this has a lip on it, and the lip goes in there, the lip goes in there, and I take the machine bolts and I insert into the appropriate place, and then I put the Allen key attached to a drive, tighten them both up, tighten them both up. See, that has to remain loose. I take my ratchet handle and I put on just enough to make sure it's snug and no more. So now I have to remove the bolt that is in here, and this is going to be tight. I know it is. There we go. This is held on by a medium Loctite, so it's going to be stiff all the way. You have three colours of Loctite: blue, red and green. The red is pretty strong, but the green is the strongest of them all. Not quite there. See what colour this is. Ah, it was the green Loctite. So that's that out. With this puller that I got from Ilium Works, which they make themselves, it doesn't come from Wunderlick. Wunderlick is going to be the bar risers. It comes with a bolt, and as you can see, there is red grease in there. That is to enable the puller to move easily. See if this will go in. I may have to clean the threads first. So you push this in, because this is what the puller acts upon, is this bolt. Going in. Now the reason the red grease is there, it's a high speed grease. I'm going in much easier now. Now the reason the red grease is in there is to allow the pushing part of the puller to slip easily. Okay, so this is the next part of the puller. So what happens is that goes in there like that. I'm going to have to back it out a bit. Back it out all the way, so that the machine bolts on the side, yeah, let's put that one there so I don't drop it on my paintwork. Okay, so it's going to pull have to make sure this is straight. That goes in there. So as you can see, I've gone about 10 threads in. I'll go a little bit further. A little bit further. Okay, so I have to make sure that this is straight. So there's no movement this way or this way, so that when I start turning on this, it just pulls it straight back. And that should be about right. So now with the handlebar puller, or pusher, it's actually a pusher, it's not a puller, it goes that way. I start tightening with a wrench, nice and slow. I don't need to get crazy. There, now I have pressure on it. Making sure it's all straight. It's moving quite easily. Just a matter of turning it until it becomes loose. That's just pushing out. You'll notice that the gap here has got larger. It's taking a bit longer than I expected. Of course, when I edit all this together, I will shorten this part of the procedure. I'll just make it look like it took 2 minutes. And now it's getting loose. This is where I take the nice clamp to the handlebar. It's loosely clamped, it doesn't need much. So I can take out the machine bolt, so I can get the handlebar out. And I think there we are. There's the machine bolt out. Disconnect that. And now it just lays there. I'm going to have to stop that from falling. Get this out of the way. And place it here. Notice I use the rag to protect it. I mean, it's not going to go anywhere. Now I'm going to take this part and I'm going to clean out the threads. That's what this is. Ah, that's not what that is. So what am I hand tapping here? Don't know. Certainly not. Oh, there. Silly me. So use this hand thread tapper to clean out the thread holes. Turn it back. That's to get rid of the old Loctite. So I turn it forward and then turn it back, just to get rid of the old thread cleaner, the thread Loctite. Take it out. As you can see, there is old thread lock on here. This is with the riser mounted. I haven't put any bolts in. I put the handlebar in. There's the handlebar in the riser. It brings it up 1.25 inches, and I've lent it over a little bit, so we'll have to, but I can't do it up completely until I put the other one on and I have the position in the correct place. But as you can see the difference, look over there, this is the normal situation, and here is with the riser in position. So now I'm reattaching the brake master cylinder to the handlebar. Make sure it's nice and in the correct place. You see, I'm using my fingers to tighten the bolts or the screws, whatever you want to call them, so that it's in position. I don't want to put any due force on anything. Don't want to tighten anything up too much, because everything has to be moved a little bit. So, let's come this way. And that's all the way this way. Because this still has to, as you see here, there's this lip. I don't know if that shows up because of the bad light in here. But this still has to go in 1/4 inch. You can see this one is with it in position. This needs to go this way a little bit, but I'll fix that later. That's a matter of pulling this out a little bit and turning it, because that is against the handlebar there. So that's as far down as that can go. So that's going to go up a little bit, because it's not quite, it needs to be down here for the brake. It needs to be the same angle, but we'll get there. The kit was provided me with these nice shiny machine screws, which just slot into there like that. And I do believe it's a 8mm. Nope, it's not an 8mm. Not an 8mm at all. It was a T50. Oh, that's curious. I did not expect that. Normally when you get spare parts or things like this for BMWs, they use Allen keys. But in this case, they've used torque setting thing. Look at that. It moved. I'm going to take off the other side. To loosen it, you can actually loosen something by tightening it slightly. I know it sounds strange, but that's the way it is. I'm going to use the hand tap to remove the glue from the bolt hole, because that stuff gets in the way. Okay, so now I'm going to take off this from the other side. Just one comes away. So that's just a cover. I'll put the screw back in. Always one of the bolts is tighter than the other. Obviously this one's got more Loctite on it than the other one. There we go. And there's the clutch master cylinder gone. So I'll put this over here. So once again we attach this part of the puller, or in this case pusher. Just there we go, and that is in place. Okay, so I have the puller on one more time, and going to put pressure on it nice and gently. I've got lots of experience of doing this in the Air Force when I used to work in aeroplanes. If you go too fast, it just fucks up. So I'm going to be careful with it. As I'm about halfway through the removal of the handlebar. When I had my Indian, I was very surprised. I expected it to be all be an inch, but it was all metric, which really surprised me. I know that I have installed the riser. I keep forgetting to film that part, and I can't take it off now because I had to have it in the freezer to make it small enough to fit. But now I'm attaching the brake master cylinder. Everything just tight enough. Now I can still move everything, so I can get them into the right position. This is a cover plus the switch for the auxiliary lights, and that's where it goes onto this nut there, bolt there.